Hello and good evening. It's about 10 past 8 on Saturday night and we are in the South Wales Valleys again doing a localish wild camp. Bit of a different spot, place I've had a walk to not too long ago, but I've never camped anywhere near here, so it's going to be a bit of a different pitch. And we're hoping to get some northern lights tonight. So I've got my cameras, all my various gear, hoping to capture some of that. Just fingers crossed the sky clears out. Got quite a bit of different gear to use tonight. I've got a random old OEX Lynx EV one-person tent which I've not used before, and I have borrowed a very nice Cedar Summit quilt, the Ember EB1. Tiny bit of kit, really decent bit of kit. And I've also borrowed a Thermarest Neo X Air thingamajig, the air mattress that every wild camper seems to use. So I've been loaned those two bits of equipment by a friend, so I'm going to give them a test. Haven't used them before because it's been really cold recently, but today it's been a beautifully warm day and it's going to be quite a warm evening as well, so should be absolutely fine. The views to my left already are absolutely beautiful. Bit of a cloudy sunset, so I have cheated tonight. I've parked nice and high up, so the car has taken most of the strain. But we are going to nip up to about 460 metres over a hill down the other side, and we're going to hopefully pitch on the side of the valleys overlooking a small town, and there should be a reasonably nice pitch towards the edge there. It should give us good views and a nice location. One of the best things about the weather warming up is obviously lighter weight gear, smaller sleeping bags, smaller sleep mats, less layers and thermals and stuff. So my bag tonight is mainly camera gear. I've got 4 cameras and a drone, so yeah, stupid amounts of batteries and tripods and all the rest of it. So that does take the weight up a little bit. So I think we're about 470 metres here. And I think this is an old spoil tip of some description that's grown over, and that's why it's got weird little towers on it and stuff. This is looking directly south. Really wonderful views. And then the various valleys down to Mynyddig and the sea and Tumbarlam. Just about to see the Garth as well. And the sky is a little bit pink over to the west. More valleys, Tylerstown Tip, Cefn Gull, just all the other hills I've walked. And then Mynyddig Bedwellty, the highest point over there. The wind farm, couple of windmills, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick up, but very faint in the distance in the kind of evening haze. It's the central Bannerbrakenga Mountains, the Brecon Beacons, so Gornsey, Penyvan, Cribben really showing well, all the way right to Carnpica. And then this ridgeway carries on to that sharp point, which is Dumanfar, which I think is 504 metres. So a nice ridgeway walk. And then swinging around, you've got kind of Llangannada Moors, Charters Cave over there somewhere as well. And then we're sort of looking more east now, so Mynyddig Carna Cefn and Cefn Aral over there, which I walked the other day and did a video on. Just wonderful. And Coity Mountain, Mynyddig James, Gwastad, all that kind of stuff, the valleys over. And I don't think we can see the Black Mountains in that direction. Can't see the Sugarloaf either. But yeah, what a wonderful little spot. So it's only been a really short walk to get here, And my brother today is doing the Snowdonia Ultra Marathon. So I checked on him a couple of hours ago, and he was 57 kilometres into a 100-kilometre run, and he'd done just over 4,000 metres of ascent. Absolutely brutal. I've probably done about 30, 40 metres of ascent to get up to this little spot because I parked nice and high up. So I can't imagine how knackered he's feeling already. And he's only just over halfway, so yes. If he's done any kind of video on that, because he has started doing a little bit on YouTube, I will definitely link to it because yeah, that's absolutely epic. I mean, I've I've done a couple of long walks in my lifetime, but that kind of run, no, fair play to everyone who's done that today. Just absolutely epic achievement. Completely random cross. Saw this on Facebook once. Had no idea where it was, but found it the other day. And great views down to Cwm down beneath and across the other valley. A pretty nice spot, really. Only a very short walk. Not expecting to see anybody either. And there's a footpath that runs along this edge, which is quite nice as well, apparently, but I'd never done that. I think I'm going to head back up to the hill. I think if I'm going to get the best chance of seeing anything tonight, I'm going to need the biggest views. So, as lovely as this little spot is, you're losing the central beacon views. You're not going to see quite as well north, and the view that you are going to have north is going to have more light pollution as well. So we'll retrace our steps a little bit, get back up onto the hill, broaden the views out, and then get pitch before it gets too dark. Well, we're back. Top of that little hill. So nothing says wild camping in South Wales more than wild camping on a spoil tip. Doesn't get any sort of more South Wales than that. But because it's a spoil tip, it's got a lot of prominence, so you're really quite high up compared to the land around you. So the views are really great. I'm not going to pitch right on the very end, just because there are some houses in the distance which would be able to see my tent all lit up if I'm doing some night photography and stuff. So I'm just going to pitch pretty much where I am now. Tent will be nice and low down, won't be visible from anywhere nearby. But I've done like about 1.5 miles, I think. I've done 1.6 miles, so not a very long walk at all. And I'm pretty close to the car now, so I can just look over the hill outside and see my car parked there as well. So is this really wild camping? I mean, it's a fairly isolated spot. It's not really a road, to be honest. The road kind of ends there, and then it's a dirt track all the way up to the Manvar and around. So very unusual to see any kind of car going around in it anyway. But yeah, it's a lovely little spot. Only a gentle breeze. Sun is sort of set into the clouds now. Really, really fantastic. So looking forward to getting the tent pitched and getting a cider open, and just really hopefully, I think this is the best spot locally to me to have any chance to see the Northern Lights. We've got a really clear, fairly unpolluted in terms of light view up to the central Brecon beacons. So if there's going to be anything tonight, if there's any kind of clear skies, this is the best chance we're going to have to see it. So we just have to wait and see. And the way I'll pitch a tent, I should be able to roughly look out the door and take a photo and see what's going on as well and stuff. But also from up here, we're going to get any kind of sunrise right the way down to the Bristol Channel. So fantastic spot. Let's get the tent pitched. Such a cool little tent. You can, obviously it's in a pitch, so you could, on a very mild evening, just pitch it like this. Decent little bit of wind protection around with the bathtub and the extended sides, but amazing star views through the roof. Really cool little bit of design. I really like this tent. Been looking forward to using it. So I'm going to stick the outer on as well, just because it's still May. It's not exactly peak summertime. Crescent moon is out. very much getting dark now. You can see a couple of lights, but no, we're not going to get too much light pollution from here. And then, not exactly a stealth colour, but actually not too different to the kind of grass that we're on. But it's all pitch with the outer, all the guy lines out, pitch perfectly back onto the wind, so the wind just going to drift over it because of its shape. And we are facing west, so we're facing kind of almost the right way to look north if we open at one side of the porch, but we're not facing the right way for the sunrise. But I'm sure I'll wake up anyway. So I guess I better get my my gear unpacked and in.
Well, it's about 7:15 in the morning. It's absolutely beautiful out there. Lovely views, nice sunshine. The wind has died down now. The wind picked up quite a bit overnight, but it's pretty nice and still now this morning, just a tiny little breeze. Quite an exposed spot really, quite high up and no shelter. No kind of northern lights at all last night either. So I got some night photos, but they weren't very interesting, I don't think. Just pretty boxed down ones in the tent and stuff. Quite a lot of light pollution as well, knocking around. So yeah, clearly it was the night before when everyone got all those photos and stuff, so it didn't happen last night, but never mind, it was a good evening. I'm definitely now understanding why people like quilts, because this quilt thing I've got, the Cedar Stone one, yeah, I think for spring, summer, autumn, I could be tempted to try and get some kind of quilt. They are really cool. I think winter I'd still prefer a full sleeper bag, but conditions like this, yeah, the quilt is really, really cool, so I do like that. And the Neo Air sleep mat is comfy and warm, but doesn't really feel any more comfortable than my normal sleep mats, to be honest, even though it's quite a lot more expensive. So I don't know, I guess for the Neo Air, you're paying for the warranty and the lifetime guarantee and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, comfort wise, yeah, it's not nowhere better than what I normally use.
It's a glorious morning, not as warm as I was expecting. A little bit of a chilly breeze. I suppose it is quite early still, and it's only I think it's like the 11th or 12th of May today, so I guess it's still not exactly summer. You can see the pitch, really fantastic spot. The only downside to being up here is even though that road is like a complete dirt track, single lane dirt track, not really the best thing you want to ever take your car down. It just seemed really busy all night, people going up and down it. So I don't know if it's a particular spot that people favour for other outdoor activities at night, I don't know, but it was really quite busy, and sometimes people obviously had their full beam headlights on, and when they're driving down the road, it looked like they were just kind of shining them out the tent, and it's quite a luminous green tent, and I'm wearing a very luminous green top, so I was out doing some night photos, and I was thinking, I wonder if people can see me up here, because it's quite an exposed little hill, and the car lights were clearly getting in my eyes. So yeah, and the other issue was I could see my car, and I could see obviously cars driving next to it, some of them stopping next to it and messing about and stuff, and I was thinking, yeah, is my car going to get broken into? So I don't know if it has. I didn't hear any alarms go off, and I can still see my car parked where I left it, which is quite nice. But sometimes if you are worried about your car, it's probably best that you can't see it, so it's like out of sight, out of mind. But no, lovely Welsh Valleys views this morning. Hopefully it would have been an interesting sunrise. I got up and put the camera out, but I went back to bed, so I have no idea if those colours came alive or not. By the time I woke up, the sun was nicely out, the tent was warming up, and yeah, really enjoyable. And I do like the tent. I like the EV one, first time I've camped in it. The only issue is the door is really small, so getting in and out is just a nightmare. You just seem to be like, your head just gets stuck. So it's not the best. And I don't know, I've really got to get rid of some tents, so I've got to have some difficult decisions of which ones to move on, and is this going to be one of them? I just don't know. Yeah, I know it's a very first world problem having too many tents, so I'm not going to moan about it. It's just, yeah, I could do with actually trying to sell some on, because I keep buying tents to sort of use on YouTube and, review and stuff, and something different when I'm going out camping, and then sort of sell them on, but I just fail at the selling them on point. I just seem to collect more and more tents. So, and I have another one recently. It's another OEX. It's another EV Evolution range tent. It's the Fox. It's the original Fox EV, the really lightweight one. So it only cost me 30 quid. So hopefully when I get that, it'll be in good condition and stuff. And and that one there, I probably will use and sell on. I don't know. I guess it's either that or sell the Salamander bivvy, which I used recently. I don't know. Anyway, I suppose I should really get myself sorted and get myself packed away. Well, a very relaxing morning. I've done hardly any real filming this morning. Just got up, made a different video on my backpack, and now I'm pretty much back at the car. So only a short local camp, but interesting to try some different gear out, and hopefully it's been vaguely interesting seeing the different parts of South Wales and some different views. But yeah, if you have made it this far, what an absolute trooper. Thanks for hanging around. And yeah, on this beautiful Sunday morning, I'll say goodbye, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.